When you started, I know you started with football, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was like? I know you probably played other sports as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
right? When was that time, that pivotal time in your life that you were like, okay, football that's where I'm going to take it to the next level?
So right around 10th grade, and this is one of my biggest regrets, and I tell every athlete this. Right around 10th grade, I remember having a conversation with a coach who was like, if you want to do this, you have to go all in on football.
Mm-hmm.
I have to quit basketball and baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And I could run track because it got you faster in the spring for football, right? Exactly. But once I was told that, I think it was 10th grade, and that's when I basically shut everything down and went in on football. And that's kind of where it was like, hey, I'm going all in. You know, I want to play this at the highest level.
Yeah.
I played it from the time that you could put pads on all the way through.
Yeah.
And I mean, even till I think my last NFL regional tryout, I was 27. So it's like I went, you know what I mean? I was a lifer.
Yeah. We know a couple of guys like that.
But
cool.
you just keep trying to knock on doors if you believe in yourself and you know that, you know, athleticism you possess. And I mean, looking back, there was a lot of wrong things I did in understanding the process, but that's what allows me to help out as a coach now, is because I can tell these kids, it's like, I get you know you can play, but that doesn't matter if you're not qualified and you're not in a school. You know what I mean? So there's like all these little conversations you have,
For sure.
and you as an athlete, you kind of protect your dream and your goal. And, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, knowing that as an athlete allows you to relate, you know what they're going through on a visceral level.
Yeah, that brings up an interesting question I wanted to ask. Like, so what would you say would be the things that you would change, or at least go past, or, you know, at least figure out a way to get around, and what you would tell the athletes now that, you know, you kind of made some mistakes in the past?
When you say get around, basically some of the mistakes that prevented me from achieving my goal.
100%.
I think, well, one, from a training standpoint, I think I didn't understand the level of consistency that I do now, and the repetition that's required to really get good at something. You know, you want to be good at something the first rep you do it, especially if you're super competitive and you're an athlete, and usually things come you know, easy to you. But just the amount of repetitions and basically beating on your craft every day.
Yeah.
I did things, and I was, I wouldn't say naturally gifted. I was pretty fast. I could dunk a basketball in 10th grade, that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But I didn't realize until now, when I tell these guys, like, hey, get in here whether you want to or not. Just show up and let's start going through it, and then stack those together. You put, you know, it's like laying a foundation of bricks, right? You got to go brick after brick after brick. So from a training level, I think my consistency, I had no problem going hard when I showed up. It was just the level of like structuring it and actually putting it together. Beyond that, I thought also that my training would allow everything else to come into place. Meaning, like, if I just prepared myself athletically as best as I could, all the logistical stuff would take care of it. For instance, Miami, the technicality of Miami. I made the team. The coach put me on. I go home. I drive all the way back. I have all my paperwork right there, and I didn't get cleared for clearinghouse.
Oh, wow.
So you know, these were little things that I could have done that were homework that I just didn't really like. I just kind of walked through it, like just stupid little stuff that you know, I didn't pay attention to the other aspects of it. And you know, it's kind of that energy of like, you know, if you're a good athlete, you know, things kind of fall into place, and this is the process. But you really got to take control of your own, like your own journey, your own dream, your own goal, and don't rely on anybody.